China's robot army and America's sidewalk robot clash. China now has more robots in its factories than the rest of the world combined, over 2 million and counting. Last year alone, Chinese factories installed nearly 300,000 new robots, compared to just 34,000 in the United States. This is part of Beijing's long-term Made in China 2025 strategy, which has fueled its rise as the world's manufacturing powerhouse. Analysts say the combination of government support, artificial intelligence, and a massive skilled workforce has made China the clear global leader in robotics. Meanwhile, here in the United States, not all robots are inspiring. In Los Angeles this week, a viral video showed a delivery robot colliding with Mark Chaney, according to the Los Angeles Times, a man with cerebral palsy and a mobility scooter. The clip has been viewed more than 26 million times, sparking outrage at Serve Robotics and even death threats against Chaney. He says he's standing firm. "I didn't do this to sue anyone. I just wanted to get from one place to another safely and unimpeded." What's the real message here? The robots are coming, and the Chinese robots are already here. They're not necessarily coming to kill you, but they are coming for your job. They are coming to lift heavier things and do pretty much anything an actual human can do. And if you think that's another 50 years off, you are wrong. Let's dig a little deeper here. For so much of what's happened in the last 35 years or so as the internet culture has taken off, there's been this huge divide. There's stuff in the cloud, stuff in internet world, the World Wide Web, information superhighway, as people used to call it. And then there's the so-called real world. There's mechanics and there's real cars and there's things breaking down, plumbing. Those worlds always seem to be very, very different. Well, they're coming together. These robots are getting better and better. And what's going to happen, just as what ChatGPT is 10,000 times better than what Google used to do, what we're seeing is these robots are getting better when fueled by artificial intelligence. Now, it's still not great at the whole opposable thumb thing. If you say to a robot, take all the green pens out of this box, and most of them are black pens, it's still not great at that, but it's getting better every single day. Now, it's all well and good for people like me and others to say, okay, if you're an Uber driver, you're going to be put out of business. If you're a truck driver, you're going to be put out of business. Okay, but it's coming for everyone. Now, you've heard me and others talk about how management consultants are seeing AI take their jobs. Computer software developers, certainly the lower level, early career people, are seeing their jobs disappear from AI. But now it could really affect every aspect of manufacturing. And forget manufacturing a minute, just imagine home healthcare. There are so many home healthcare workers in the United States and elsewhere. If you really could have a robot, let's stop and think about this for a minute. If you could have a robot stronger than a human being that could cook, that could clean, that could wash dishes, that could change beds, and you could buy it for, say, $25,000, and all you need after that is a charging station and an internet connection, and it never got angry, it never asked for vacations, it never asked for time off, that would instantly put millions of people out of work. It also might dramatically enhance the standard of living for a lot of people who need home health care and who can't afford it. I mean, I know I have family members who need home health care. If you don't yet, at some point you probably will. These robots could be the best thing that ever happened to a lot of people who need care, and it could be the worst thing that ever happened to people who need jobs. Like a lot of technology, it cuts both ways. Let's look at some more of the facts going on. China installed nearly 300,000 factory robots in the last year, more than the entire world combined. The US only has 34,000. This is a part of their policy, Made in China policy. And it's all well and good to say, isn't it awful these communist societies have a top-down, authoritarian, non-free market approach to running their economy? And sometimes it is. You know, I've been to China, and sometimes you go through on these bullet trains and you see entire gigantic cities where there's like 14 different versions of the Chrysler building, and the whole city's empty because central planning top-down said, let's just spend unlimited billions of dollars building a new city. Sometimes it does screw up, but sometimes it works really well. Sometimes this nasty little world industrial policy, sometimes it works well. When you as a society decide this is a big industry, it's an important industry for our future, important for our national security, It's important for our overall economy. In short term, the free market system won't be willing to spend enough money on research and development and losses to make it. So we're going to have government push into it. That's what China has done with a lot of things, but it's one area where it is working is with their artificial intelligence and robots, because they're becoming increasingly dominant. Now, are we going to get to the point where we need robots as soldiers for wars? Will they look like what you think of in the science fiction movies, where it's this big hulking thing? Or will they be almost microscopic drones that can be 1,000 times more lethal and more stealth-like? We're already seeing a lot of drone activity in the war in the Ukraine, and increasingly with incursions from Russian air into other European countries. So I'm not predicting the big, what we think of as the robots that look like humans become the dominant aspect in future wars, but certainly have to think that could be a part of it. It could be extraordinarily intimidating for a bigger country with a bigger budget with a lot of robots to just have them come marching in, knocking door to door saying we're taking over. And it's going to make it so much easier for governments, especially authoritarian governments, to launch wars, because you won't have to worry about civilian casualties, at least your own, if you could do everything through a robot. One area that is prime for disruption is home building. When you look at the way homes are built and office buildings are built in many parts of the world, including the United States, it's really not that different from 100 years ago. It's slow, it's inefficient, it's lots of manual labor, and there are many who are predicting robots are going to completely take over that industry, and in some cases reduce costs by 20, 30, 40, maybe 90%. And it's completely revolutionize home building and office building, construction as we know it. I think my brain, frankly, is too puny to even grasp all the different ways every aspect of our culture, every aspect of our economy is going to be radically transformed as the power of AI goes from just sitting in a computer to sitting in something that can move and interact with the real world. That's really what a robot is. We're still in the early days, but it is coming. Now, you may have had a Roomba vacuum cleaner. I know I got one 10 years ago. I'll probably get another one. That's the low-hanging fruit. It's going to be everywhere, and it's going to have an impact on every aspect of our culture, our economy, and the way we live. What do you think? I'd love to hear from you. If you're listening on the podcast, whatever podcast platform you're on, if you see a place for comments, add comments. You can always go to my YouTube page, and that's TJ Walker Success on YouTube, and go to the post section and post your comments there.